Brady turns 1. Already he plans to wrestle alligators, try his hand at the culinary arts, and explore the world. With the Get College Saving Program, you can start saving for their future anywhere in the country. Don't borrow your children's future, build it at 529.wa.gov.
Start your new year with a new Subaru at McCurley Integrity Subaru's Winter Automotive Event. Get great financing rates as low as 0.9% on your favorite new Subaru models. Or check out our entire selection of pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. We have many late model economy, luxury, low mileage, and other pre-owned vehicles to choose from. McCurley Integrity Subaru's Winter Automotive Event at McCurley Integrity Subaru and McCurleySubaru.com.
Warp into a galaxy of adventure, all Star Trek.
Only on HNI on broadcast channels 35.3 in Yakima and 42.3 in the Tri-Cities. The McKenzie Conservation Area. Fly the Northwest Tuesday. Now, Cap KVU local news at 6.
The video shows the removal of a semi that crashed on State Route 395 this morning. That crash closed the northbound lanes for several hours today. They have since reopened. The semi hit a barrier, which we're told rolled the truck and trailer. State Patrol says the driver was taken to the ER. We don't yet know his condition. Kennewick Fire, Police, and State Patrol were able to get the driver and his cat out of the truck. Dozens of parents and students attended the Kennewick School District's school board meeting to discuss the statewide mask mandate for schools. Students at Southridge High School had protested mask wearing just last week. They previously told us that the mask policy wasn't being enforced the same way for all students. At the meeting, some students had emotional pleas for the school board.
Thank you for not giving us the privilege to be able to know what our classmates and teachers actually look like. Thank you for not keeping us safe. On January 20th, that was last Thursday, there was a school shooter threat and a picture posted to the teachers. Later, one of my teachers had told me that if he hadn't made a bond with his students throughout the school year, he would not have been able to tell the difference between his student and the shooter.
Nearly every comment from the public was opposed to masks being worn in schools. This comes at a time when 1 in 30 people in the Tri-Cities area has an active case of COVID. The Alsea School District in Oregon recently lifted its mask mandate, but the Oregon Department of Education then withheld COVID-19 relief funding. Now, the Kennewick School Board said last night they have started to draft a letter to the state superintendent.
In partnership with a school board member in Richland, Audra Bird, we have authored a letter individually. We have now 150 school board directors across the state who have signed on to that letter to make masks optional. And we will be sending that to the governor and Superintendent Reichdahl this Friday.
As of right now, Kennewick School District is enforcing mask use in all district buildings as required by the state. Many of the commentators last night were repeatedly asked to put their masks on or leave the premises. The city of Pasco is having a free mask giveaway tomorrow morning outside of City Hall. The free KN90 masks will be given out in packs of 50 while supplies last, starting at 9 a.m. There will be a 1-pack per household limit. And again, that's starting tomorrow at 9 at Pasco City Hall along Nixon Street and 3rd Avenue. All right, we've seen lots of fog in our area, but take a look at this breathtaking snapshot captured at the sunrise over Mount Rainier. The National Weather Service in Seattle tweeted that out. Jason Valentine is here tracking our not so clear forecast.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful day today. And yes, we were hoping to see maybe a sunbreak or two today, but that certainly may have happened in a couple places, but very slight as we still see the fog rolling in. And we're going to see more fog coming in tomorrow. We've had good visibility about back to normal, but still this fog dome is still above us. And we're going to see thicker fog into tomorrow. We could even see some freezing fog advisories. We'll, of course, keep an eye on that. But we're staying cool into our evening hours and cooler conditions tomorrow. But, oh, could we get a little bit of a break as we head into our weekend? And we are looking at that Saturday into Sunday. I'll tell you all about it, my full forecast, coming up later in the show.
Sunnyside police are searching for answers in a homicide investigation. Now, this happened Monday, but police have just released the details. Police say the crime scene is located on property that belongs to the Port of Sunnyside that's adjacent to Mabton Sunnyside Highway. south of Alexander Road. This map shows the approximate location. Officers say 2 men arrived at Astria Sunnyside Hospital with gunshots. One of the men died. The other had multiple injuries to his arm. Police haven't released any other details, but they say there is no evidence indicating this was gang-related. They've also not identified any suspects in the shooting. If you have information, you can call the Sunnyside Police Department. That's 509-836-6200. And new information tonight about alleged detention center escape in Western Washington. The King County Sheriff's Office says 3 of the 5 teenagers accused of breaking out of the Echo Glen Children's Center Wednesday morning are now back in custody. The Sheriff's Office had previously sent out an alert about one of the teens specifically because at 15 years old, he's already a convicted murderer. They took him into custody early this morning. Officers tracked down 2 others this afternoon. 2 more are still on the run at this hour, and law enforcement is still looking for a stolen Ford Fusion that was taken at the same time as that breakout. The remains of a Navy pilot and Gonzaga grad who vanished during the Vietnam War have finally been returned to his family. U.S. Naval Reserve Commander Paul Charvet was just 26 years old when his plane was shot down during a mission. He was considered missing in action. In 1977, his status was changed to presumed killed in action. In 2020, Vietnam turned over human remains that were later confirmed to be his. Now, to honor his legacy, Gonzaga laid a wreath on a plaque that was dedicated to him back in the 1970s. In attendance was another Gonzaga grad who knew Charvet in college.
Through the years, I used to wear a bracelet with Paul's name on it, and I've been to the Washington, D.C. Memorial several times. But then my youngest son sent me this article about a Vietnam vet that remains were found. He sent it to me last week, and I read through it, and I said, Mimi, that's Paul. So it really brought up some good memories.
The commander's remains were also received by his 2 sisters in Anchorage, Alaska. West Richland police want to identify a suspect in a taco truck burglary. The agency posted these pictures on its Facebook page. Police say someone broke into and burglarized Jose's taco truck just before 4:30 Wednesday morning. If you have any information about what happened, call the non-emergency dispatch line. That's 509-628-0333. And state legislators are aiming to put a stop to the rise of catalytic converter thefts in Washington. Cap KVU's Ellie Nakamoto-White has a look at the bills that could help victims of those thefts, including one Tri-Cities organization whose van was targeted earlier this week.
I'll call it a bipartisan supported bill designed to intercept what we know is an epidemic of a crime spree hitting all parts of our state at this time.
But it's not your typical burglary.
It's become what I would say the crime of the day.
Senator Jeff Wilson introducing Bill 5495 to crack down on catalytic converter thefts. It would add precious metals to a list of transactions that scrap metal businesses must record. The bill would also give those businesses a gross misdemeanor crime if they know the metal is stolen, with a fine of up to $1,000.
These converters are located underneath the vehicles, and with a simple handheld saw or a battery-operated saw, it could only take 60 seconds and your vehicle is disabled.
This machine is filled with valuable and expensive metals like
platinum, copper, metal, there's nickel, and much more.
According to the New York Times, the values of those metals have spiked as much as up to around $20,000 per ounce.
It's a target-rich environment, right? The vehicles are all around us. There no entry required, so car alarms are ineffective. This is easy pickings.
So easy, in fact, that
catalytic converters have now placed Washington State in the top 4 for overall thefts.
One of those victims is the Tri-Cities Cancer Center Foundation, whose van parts were stolen Monday.
Just kind of disappointed that someone would do that to our van.
Hospital officials tell me that the van was parked in this very parking spot right under this light in broad daylight next to their front entrance. In her 14 years of working here, the executive director tells me she's never had to deal with anything like this before.
It's hard times for people, but the impact that you're making on people who are just trying to get around safely and provide an important service to the community, it is significant.
Officials say this bill is important as it can affect anybody who has a vehicle. In Kennewick, Ellie Nakamoto-White, Cap KVU Local News.
Now, lawmakers in the State House have also put forward a proposal. They're proposing creating a pilot project with State Patrol to put identifying information on catalytic converters so that it's easier to track them. The committees are planning to vote on both bills today. The Yakima County Sheriff's Office is looking to replace an aged radio communication system that doesn't allow emergency responders to talk easily between different agencies. The sheriff says one example of how necessary a unified system is came a couple of years ago when someone called in reports of a school shooting at West Valley High. While that turned out to be a false alarm, the sheriff says it revealed some serious problems with county-wide communication.
And it became a communication nightmare. The calls transformed into what a mess. We had a breakdown in information sharing between centers and the officers and the deputies. Fire, it was very tough for them to hear what we were doing.
Now, the county is paying for an engineering study to figure out what they need for an update. The sheriff says an upgraded system would cost millions of dollars. It might require a voter-approved communication tax in addition to grants and government funding. Now, what he says that money would buy and how it would help when you have to call 911 coming up tonight at 6:30.
For weeks, we've been asking people to donate blood at our New Year's blood drive happening right now. And we are so thankful the drive completely filled up. It's another testament on how this community rallies around each other. Earlier today, I talked with Audrey Thompson, who works locally for the American Red Cross at today's blood drive. And I asked her what factors have contributed to such a low supply of blood around the nation.
You know, it's really many factors that go into why we have a low blood supply. The COVID landscape is simply longer than anyone has anticipated, compounded by just some of the current shortages we're facing with staffing nationally. You know, the holiday season has really impacted, as well as just overall, you know, I think that there's a lot of fatigue with COVID.
So it's too late to go to our blood drive today, but please consider giving blood. You can simply go to redcrossblood.org and find a blood drive near you. You can also find out about hosting a blood drive as well. In addition, the American Red Cross is following all the CDC guidelines to protect you from COVID when you are giving blood. Please consider it today, and thanks to all who gave blood at our Cap Cave New Year's blood drive.
Tonight, we're talking about an alarming situation for a local mom. Her 10-year-old daughter complaining about severe pain, and that's when a local ultrasound technician made an important discovery. Plus, an eagle-eyed Washington State trooper spots something on the side of I-90, the rescue that resulted in a happy ending. And 2 Tri-Cities high schools have won a grant from the Seattle Mariners. We're talking about that next. You're watching Cap KV Local News at 6.
It's the Click It RV Pasco Massive RV Show. January 27th to the 31st with huge top brand inventory. $1,000 lowest price guarantee, door prizes, giveaways, and free admission. So get to the Pasco Autoplex for your new RV at Click It RV's Massive RV Show.
Let a Mattress Depot USA sleep specialist put you on the mattress that matches your sleeping habits.
Stop by today. You'll sleep better tonight.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
At US Cellular, we're local, so we're on the ground every day, working to make sure our 5G network isn't impacted by the local weather.
Now you can get the most out of our 5G network with unlimited data for just $30 a month. Plus, choose any phone from any brand for free. That's right, free, including all 5G phones.
Because we believe you should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. All year round, US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
The Winter Automotive Event is a great time to save on a new Mazda at McCurley Integrity Mazda and the Pasco Autoplex. Drive your favorite new Mazda models with as low as 0.9% financing. We promise we will not add any additional dealer markup on any new models. Plus, we can show you all available inventory, whether it's in stock or on the way. Bundle up your savings at the Winter Automotive Event at McCurley Integrity Mazda and McCurleyMazda.com.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 bonus cash. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today.
Aleve X. It's fast, powerful, long-lasting relief with a revolutionary rollerball design. Because with the right pain reliever, life opens up. Aleve it and see what's possible.
Attention Dish Network customers. Cap KVU's agreement with Dish ends January 28th. If a new agreement isn't reached, your access to local news and ABC programming will be eliminated. Learn more at yaktrynews.com.
Next ET only we're with Yara Shahidi and the cast of Grownish.
I'm excited for whatever's to come next.
Plus, we're talking to the new cast of Celebrity Big Brother.
You should get excited.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Cap KVU.
You deserve a great mattress. Get one now with no credit needed for just $39 down and 100 days same as cash. Only at Mattress Depot USA.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
It's the Click It RV Pasco Massive RV Show. January 27th to the 31st with huge top brand inventory. $1,000 lowest price guarantee, door prizes, giveaways, and free admission. So get to the Pasco Autoplex for your new RV at Click It RV's Massive RV Show.
A portion of the news is sponsored by Fred's Appliance.
New at 6, a life-threatening situation thwarted by a mother's quick thinking and a local ultrasound technician. Tonight, our Madeleine Hagen shows us how a 10-year-old's stomach pain was something much bigger and how the technician now hopes to help others in the Tri-Cities.
Anna Spencer with Perfection Ultrasounds in Kennewick hasn't even been open for a month in her new space, but she has years of experience being a registered sonographer.
It's the most inexpensive way and the most non-invasive way to get the images we need for the doctors in order to figure out what's going on with our patient.
Yes, she's the expert who helps you see that growing bundle of joy or can spot out life-threatening conditions, like in the case of her best friend's daughter, Lilia.
It was pain. I couldn't go to bed.
2 months ago, Lilia started experiencing extreme stomach pain. Her mom, Katerina, thought it could be her dairy allergy, but the pain wouldn't let up.
It felt really, really bad, and then they called Anna, and she came over to scan me.
I am so happy I could scan her because it was not good, and I advised them to go to the ER immediately and have Dad come home from work to help watch the other children, as this was going to be a hospital stay.
It was her appendix, ruptured and leaking fluid into the 10-year-old's body.
Life or death, it was very crucial.
Lilia and her mom rushed to the Trios ER, but say they had to go to Walla Walla for surgery.
Hard part was healing over it, because it was really hard to get out of bed and use the bathroom. And it was really hard to eat as well.
I am honored that I was able to help her and reassure her and not scare her in any way.
Lilia says she's feeling much better. She and her mother are grateful for Anna's skill and service.
It was really scary, and I'm glad that I healed over it.
And it's been very self-rewarding. I couldn't choose a better field.
In Kennewick for Cap KVU Local News, I'm Madeleine Hagen.
Anna says you can get an ultrasound with or without a doctor's request. You can even get a 3D ultrasound to see your growing baby. We have more details about her business online at yaktrynews.com.